Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Just want to give you a quick update on some of my livestock, see how things were going here. So the latest additions are the two Sapphire damsels and the red sea fan. Also down here is the Starfish. Some good, some bad to report. The Starfish, they're hard to keep, to be honest. They're really hard to acclimate correctly. I drip acclimated for 5 hours, and the tips are supposed to be black, but if you can see, they're starting to disintegrate, so I think he's a goner, unfortunately. Debating whether or not to take him out and put him in some ice water to kind of hasten it, or to see what happens. So anyway, yeah, kind of sad. Obviously my fault somehow, but if they're not drip acclimated correctly any stage along the way, this can happen. And honestly, they're not super successful to have in a tank anyways, so it's probably best if I didn't have one. Next up, the green star polyps are starting to encrust very nicely. They're moving around the side. I know, everybody tells me that you're gonna wish you didn't put them in there, but I'm just gonna keep them on this rock. I will, at all times, remove it once it gets too big and move it around. Snails. I think this is my last Trochus snail, actually. The rest have died off, I think because of the cyanobacteria. The serifs are fine. I haven't lost a single serif yet. And my one Nasser snail down there in the back is doing okay as well. Let's go thing by thing here. I got a blood red fire shrimp, and he's doing great. Coming out, he likes to eat the pellet food quite a bit. He just molted. I don't know if you can see, there's the molt. So that's great because he had lost actually a few legs. So I'm glad he molted because now he's back to full force with his legs. Starting over here, I'm getting a new kind of algae growth. Nothing bad, just kind of this a stringy looking algae, if you can see. I'm not sure if you can. I'll zoom in here. Nothing bad about it. I'm just watching it, removing it as I need to. So yeah, no problem there. Now my sea fan. They're really hard to keep. I'm spot feeding it twice a day, and I'm still starting to lose it. You can see the edges there, the brown spots where it's starting to recede, the very top there. I don't know. I would like this to survive, obviously. But I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and pray for the best, but I'm not super hopeful. I know they're hard to keep, they're non-photosynthetic, but even with my amount of feeding, it doesn't seem to be working. And that's disheartening for sure. Torch coral, doing well, growing. Doesn't seem to be having any problems with the frog spawn. Same with the frog spawn, it's getting quite lovely. The frog spawn back head is growing into 2 heads. You can only see it when it's pulled in at night, but it's looking great. And then, of course, the hammer coral. It's got its little feeder coming out, in and out. Love this piece. Absolutely. It's fantastic. My 2 sapphire damsels. One of them was picking on the other, but he stopped. And I don't see any more nipped fins, which I'm super happy about. And they pretty much sleep in the rockwork during the nighttime and then come out during the day. They don't seem to bother the clowns at all, and the clowns don't seem to bother them. And then lastly is my pistol shrimp. Let's see if you can see him at all. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. There he is, hiding quite a bit. He just molted last week as well. He pretty much hides all day, but when he's hungry enough, he comes out to eat at night. General tank overview. Overall, the system's going well. Obviously, I'm having some difficulty keeping some of the more expensive items that I really wish I was able to keep. Not more expensive items, just my red sea fan, and also my sea star. I'm definitely feeling a little down that I wasn't able to take care of them well enough. But other than that, things are going really well. I think I've finally figured out my proper dosing levels. My tank will just not have a high alkalinity. It just won't, no matter what I do. So I'm just trying to keep it around 7.5 and 8. I am not using kalkwasser anymore. It just gunks things up way too quickly for me, so I'm dripping 20 milliliters? Yeah, 20 milliliters of bulk resupply calcium and alkalinity each day. That's keeping the numbers up. Water changes, not every week anymore. I'm going to try every other week. Everything's fine there. Sand beds almost down to nothing. You can see some empty spaces down there. Seems to be keeping the diatoms much more at bay, especially since I've been doing some vacuuming of the gravel quite frequently, which is nice. The next step for me is going to be conquering the left tower, because now that I do have my new XR30s, I have plenty of light spanning here, and I'm going to conquer the left tower rock and start putting some beautiful corals. Don't know what yet, haven't made a big plan, but when I do, I will certainly show you guys. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Take care.